we talked to Kalani, and great first half, but he said it kind of cast a dark cloud, because of the struggles getting off the field in the second half. What was the conversation like amongst the defense? Because it was a struggle tonight.
You know what? We were just focused on playing assignment sound football, and in the second half, we really struggled to do that. Looking on the bright side, we haven't really played a full game of our best football, and so I'm really excited for next week to be able to show that to the fans, show that to Utah State as well. So.
What were they doing that made things so tough? I know you guys had a lot of guys dinged up and different rotations and things, but what were they doing that made things tough to get off the field?
The USF offense did a really good job of being patient, especially in the run game, and just waiting for soft spots to show up in the run. It's hard to hold a wall for 3-4 seconds at a time, and so they did a really good job of finding the soft spots and making it count when they did.
Sean, go ahead.
Pepe, going to the injuries, there were just a lot of, and I don't think there were maybe too many like really significant injuries, but just a lot of kind of like those bumps and bruises and guys getting knocked out and coming back in and that kind of thing. I think you played a couple dozen guys on defense. Does that make it difficult at all to kind of have like a defensive, I guess, rotation or scheme when guys are constantly coming in and out and you don't know who's available and that kind of thing? Or is it not something that you even think about?
I could see how that might be difficult, but we see it as a strength. We have a lot of depth, especially on defense, and so we're really able to reach into our deeper lineup as the deeper in the season we go, because bumps and bruises are going to happen. And so I think it's a great great opportunity for our younger guys to get some experience, and they really showed out today.
Jared?
Talk about the challenge of chasing Mclean around. Their quarterback seemed to do a great job extending plays, frustrating defenders that thought they had him, and he gets away. What does that do?
I see it as a challenge, and he did a great job. Hats off to him. Hats off to their offensive coordinator. He did a great job of extending plays, like you said. And we just have to accept the challenge next time and do a better job. We're a few inches every time away from making a play, and so next time we just have to execute.
Ben, go ahead.
Pepe, what was the specific game plan in order to contain the quarterback, and how did it differ from maybe Jaden Daniels, another dual threat quarterback at ASU?
We came into the game plan wanting to run a similar game plan to Utah and to the games that we have been playing, but that ended up changing in the first half when we saw that our strong personnel was doing well, and so we tried to stick with that. And USF made some great adjustments, and we just had to grind it out in the end.
Any other questions?
Was Timmy McDaniel faster than some of the other quarterbacks that you guys have faced this season?
He was really fast. It's a bit of a blur, especially in the game. You're just worried about not missing, and so I haven't really figured out. I need to look back at the tape and see how fast he looked.
Jared, last question.
One more for you. I saw a lot of guys, trying to chase him down and maybe make that dive and go for the ankles, or try and grab the shoelace tackle. Basically, how do you know? Is that just an instinct thing of when to dive and when to try and keep your feet? Because it seemed like that's a challenge for a defensive player in those circumstances.
It's definitely a challenge. A lot of it's instinct and knowing just through film what he's going to do. A lot of it has to do with our angle of pursuit, which is something that we could do a better job of overall. And so I think if our angles are a little bit better, the dives that we do make, I think we make count. And so I think that would lead to a bigger change in the game.
Thanks,
Awesome. Thanks, Pepe.
Thanks, guys.